What's up guys, Max here, returning with some thoughts about the future of this Mortal Kombat Combat Pack 2 that's going to be coming out later next year. I do feel that this Combat Pack is going to be popping up a little bit earlier than we initially presume. Most likely they don't want to compete with something like Street Fighter V. I think it's going to happen sometime around March, because Street Fighter V's release is around the middle of February. But either way, we got the announcement that there were 4 brand new characters coming out for Mortal Kombat X. There wasn't an announcement of anything else, which I'm kind of surprised about. No new stages, nothing else like that. But we did find out the 4 characters that are going to be coming. And shockingly enough, one of them is Leatherface from slasher movie lore, as well as Baraicho from previous Mortal Kombat fandom, and he's in the story, as well as a character who we presume to be known as Triborg, is what everyone's calling him, and the Xenomorph alien. So let's quickly talk about the few. I feel that the one that is the most underwhelming to a lot of people is Leatherface from Chainsaw Massacre. It also feels like we got Jason, who's already like a slasher horror movie icon, and we got another horror movie icon, even though like the alien is kind of that as well. The alien is a monster, and there hasn't been a lot of monsters in Mortal Kombat, especially in Mortal Kombat X. I think Goro and Reptile, I guess you can consider them to kind of like monster-like. Well, there was a whole bunch of them in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and a couple more in Mortal Kombat 9. I think that people are more apologetic about the Xenomorph because it's a monster. We like having these weird-ass Mortal Kombat-y monster characters. But, man, Leatherface is just like another movie character. But people like this stuff. Maybe people are reacting pretty well to it. It's completely underwhelming for me. I've never really ever seen the movies, never been a fan of the character. I at least know who Jason Voorhees is, and he's got a very iconic image, and I don't feel that really translates over to Leatherface, which is why some people might be a little upset. The other one, Baraicho, has a fan following. As much as I'm not a big fan of Baraicho, and I don't feel much for his inclusion, and I would much prefer other characters like Noob Saibot to be included, but that's just me. Baraicho at least is iconic to Mortal Kombat lore. People like Baraicho. He is this crazy, kooky character. If anyone remembers Stick Stick Grab from back in the old games that you could actually play online, he's got this interesting legacy to him as far as like drunken style fighting. So I feel that he's going to be kind of interesting in the game. He doesn't really mimic many other characters at all, and his style is going to be fairly unique. I'm kind of curious just to see what they do with Baraicho. Outside of that, he's kind of popular. Leatherface isn't very popular. The one that is probably the most universally, beloved amongst these 4 characters is Triborg, because Triborg has Sector, Cyrax, and another mysterious gray ninja that's kind of underneath it all, but it's almost universally spoken about now that other ninja is Smoke. That the Enenra we know from the story, which is the human version of Smoke, is actually going to be Cyber Smoke, which we all kind of remember from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. That is going to be combined into one character named Triborg, who's going to have 3 different variations, which will resemble Sector, Cyrax, and Cyber Smoke. So that is exactly what people wanted. When it comes down to the cyborgs of Mortal Kombat, they're pretty damn popular. Generally, cool-looking robots in fighting games end up being pretty big-time popularity characters, especially if they came from the 90s. And these characters are beloved. People love the shit out of them. And I'm glad to see that they made an inclusion. I'm really excited to play as them, considering I've never really had the chance to learn them from previous games. Although, admittedly, I thought they were the coolest looking in UMK3 and MK3 with their freaking, motorcycle gear and stuff like that. Always kind of funny, but they always did look cool, and they looked really damn cool in MK9, so I'm very, very, very much looking forward to playing Triborg. I think I want to play Triborg more than any other character, and that's shocking considering that Aliens is one of my favorite films of all time. I think the Xenomorph is one of the coolest characters ever created. Not nearly as cool as the Predator. I think I like the Predator as a character more, but the fact that we now have a Xenomorph and a Predator to make the official monsters of the galaxy fighting each other in a big-ass fighting game is pretty amazing when we get Alien versus Predator. It's kind of weird, I feel that they made this deal ahead of time where it was if we do Predator and it does well, we'll add an Alien, and I'm guessing the Predator did very well, so the deal was made that the Alien would get signed on as well. And that's fine. The Alien fits that monster niche that this game doesn't really have. Most characters in this game are humans. You got Goro, which is the one unique one. But for the most part, the entire roster is bipedal dudes that kick, punch, throw fireballs, teleport, etc., etc. And then you're going to have the alien, and the most interesting thing that I didn't catch when I was watching this trailer is the fact that it has wrist blades, and it's taking after its host. When an alien gets, like, impregnated in its host, it emerges out of the host, taking the form of it. You might remember Alien 3, it kind of looked like a dog because it was birthed from a dog. That's kind of how the lore of the alien works. So when this one came out of a Tarkatan, it came out of Baraka in the trailer, it has the wrist arm blades and he's all big and buff. You didn't really get to see the size of his domey head because he has this very elongated dome-style head that is, like, iconic. And this one is very much resembling the original alien dome head that is from the very, very first Alien movie. And I do imagine we're going to get a much more xenomorph warrior, like ribcage style head from Aliens in other variations. But what I'm curious about is that I don't think there's going to be a Tarkatan morph for all the variations. I feel that there's going to be other xenomorph variations. The other two are going to take after its hosts, which are maybe not Tarkatans. And I do feel that this one's also going to be taking the moveset of a lot of what Baraka would normally do. The shocking thing is that we're not getting the story mode characters in this combat pack at all. Sindel, Baraka, Smoke, like Human Smoke, these characters are not making an appearance, and that's what everyone thought was going to be happening. I mean, Ed was teasing Rain for the longest freaking time about him making an appearance, and he's not actually here, so that's a pretty big difference as what I thought was going to be in this combat pack. But I was really thinking that this was going to feature alien of some kind based on all the teases, as well as that hint that a character silhouette from the previous one did look a lot like Baraicho. But Leatherface, completely out of left field, and Triborg just filled the hope that I had wanted for the longest time in Mortal Kombat X. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm very happy with two characters amongst the combat pack. I wish the other two could have been something else, and I think a couple other classic Mortal Kombat characters could have made people very happy. Serena might have filled that weird niche that Tanya did from Combat Pack Season 1, and I think Noob Saibot a lot of people would have been very happy with, or Sindel, or Stryker, or if they wanted to make people really happy in a future combat pack, Cabal is a character that a lot of folks would really like to see in this game and redesigned. Either way, like I said, I'm really happy with half of them. The other half is like, I guess so. But for the most part, I'm going to be playing the crap out of Triborg and the Xenomorph, and I've got a lot of stuff planned. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back with more Mortal Kombat X. I'm going to brush up on the game as we haven't been playing a lot of it, and a lot of people have been dropping out, but this is a perfect opportunity to get good once again. As always, guys, thank you a ton for watching, thank you for hanging out, and I'll be back with more Mortal Kombat weekly gameplay with a variety of characters as well as news updates as soon as possible. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.